as well. You all, we have a graduate and current student panel, and listen, it's about to be fire. It is hosted by none other than LaCora Stephens, who is a Florida A&M University graduate. Listen, she is going to come up here and she is going to be popping in the streets. I'm going to give an intro, honey. Y'all see how great she looks. I'm going to give a great intro. She is a theater education grad and loves entertainment. LaCora is a Los Angeles-based entertainment reporter, on-air host, and award-nominated producer, honey. Come on, HBCU grad. She is the passionate executive producer behind the nationally syndicated talk show, The Yes Show, Young, Entertainment, and Save. Come on, a unique platform created to highlight Christians in the entertainment business, as well as faith and family-friendly content. Other projects include Dating and Waiting, Relationship Deep Dive, and Brown Paper Bag. LaCora, I'm so excited to have you host this amazing panel. I think you're about to kill it. I know you're about to kill it. And listen, you're an amazing HBCU grad. Everybody who was coming up here is an amazing grad. So how are you doing today?
I am so pumped up, Emma. Thank you for having me. You see, I have my orange and green.
Yes, she coming through with the family.
I'm coming through because I love Florida A&M University, and I'm just blessed and honored to be here to speak to some wonderful graduates and current students. So thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I'm going to pass it over to you, and you can get this panel rolling.
Okay, let's get it rolling. So as Emma said, you guys, I am LaCora Stephens, okay? So I am a proud graduate of the Florida A&M University. Yes, that is correct. We strike, and strike again. And I am excited to be here today. So we are going to have an amazing discussion with some HBCU graduates and some current students, okay? So let's get started. Let me introduce to you our amazing panel. First, we have Bernard David Jones. He is a graduate of Morehouse College, and I need to talk to him to find out if he got some of that graduation money. Okay. Next, we have Jaylen Baker. He is a graduate of North Carolina Central University. Then we have Asaya Steele. Beautiful name. She is a graduate of Tuskegee University. And then we have Marika Daniel. She is a current student. All right. So she is currently there right now at North Carolina Central University. And last but certainly not least, we have Daniel Scott. He is a current student of North Carolina A&T University. Everyone, hello, and hello.
Hello.
How y'all doing, beautiful people?
You're doing
Great. We're doing
Good.
great.
Now, Asaya, I'm loving the chart. How do I say it?
Asia. It's Asia.
Now, Asia, you try to get fancy with the spelling of that name.
You know we like to turn the name around now.
No, we have to do that. Our people, I love my people. What about Marika? Is she here? Marika, are you up? Are you here? Can we see that beautiful? There she is. Hello, beautiful.
Eagle pride. Keep your eyes on the road, girl.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So she has a beautiful.
I'm sorry about that, y'all.
It's okay. It's all right. This is real deal. This is what it's like. And you guys are going to give us the real deal of your experience as to what you have experienced and what you are currently going through right now at an HBCU. So first of all, I have to ask the question, just tell me why you feel that your school is the best and what is your major. That's it. We're going to go first with Bernard. I love a Morehouse man. Go ahead, brother.
Absolutely. I think my school it's the reputation speaks for itself. You know, we've had some amazing graduates. We have amazing faculty there. We're in Atlanta, the city. It's fun. It's amazing. You get all the culture that you need. And the thing that I really loved about my school was I feel like I got an exceptional education. But on top of getting an exceptional education, I was able to kind of discover myself as a Black man, as a Black person in America, and to have like a whole team rooting for you, to have a whole school that feels like you are the first draft pick. I mean, it was just amazing to be able to come into that and to have classes like psychology from the African American experience, or have like a history class from the African diaspora. It was just all of those type of things at Morehouse that were just amazing. And the brotherhood, of course, it feels like a big old fraternity. And so I loved it. I loved my experience. My school was the best. I mean, come on.
Okay, well, we
Morehouse, man, right?
All right, brother. Now slow down, Bernard. At this time, I'm going to ask everyone, if you are not speaking as we continue throughout this panel discussion, if you can make sure our mics are muted, just so that we don't have any feedback or anything like that. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead to Asia, and then we're going to have Jaylen, because Jaylen, y'all looking good today. All right. So Asia, talk to us, Cupcake. Tell us about who you are and why your school is the best. And what is your major?
Okay, so I am Asia Steele. I am a proud alumna of Tuskegee University, which is the pride of the swift growing South. Okay, we produce some of the top Black engineers, and I am proud to say that I am an engineer that graduated from Tuskegee. I studied mechanical engineering in school, and now I have a career at the Boeing company as an airline support engineer, and I'm also an entrepreneur. And I own Back to Me Skincare. So Tuskegee is such a special place. We have so much pride. We have so much love within our alumni community, and we give back to our school as well. Tuskegee changed my life completely. I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for Tuskegee. I'm a proud Tuskegee woman. There was so much rich history and pride that was instilled to me, and it helped me, just as Bernard said, become the great Black woman that I am today. So yeah, I love Tuskegee a lot.
I love it. Okay, so we're going to, Bernard, quick question. By any chance, do you get some of Robert's money with the...
You know what? I did not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm old. I'm not going to date myself on this.
Okay.
I'm old. Robert was not trying to give me the money.
That's all right, brother. I'm sure you have so much coming your way because you are a Morehouse man. We're going to move on to Jaylen Baker, NCCU alum. Talk to us, brother. What is your major and what makes your school the best?
Awesome. Well, thank you, guys. I am Jaylen Reginald Baker. I'm a class of 2015 alumnus of North Carolina Central University. I was a childhood development and family relations major for my undergraduate degree there at NCCU. Currently, I work in the field of higher education. I'm the director of student engagement and Greek life at St. Augustine's University, which is another HBCU. So it's HBCUs all around for me. And North Carolina is the best HBCU, without a doubt. You know, you guys can, echo that later about your own little schools, but I'm here to tell you the truth. North Carolina Central University is definitely the heartbeat. Is family orientation. I think all of us can echo that about our HBCUs. One of the great things about attending an HBCU is that family orientation that you build. And the fact that we're so prideful in our HBCUs, as we joke and play on here now, you can tell comes from that family orientation, that sense of inclusivity and that sense of feeling like a part of something. NCCU has prepared me not only professionally, has prepared me with life skills, has prepared me to continue to motivate and to grow. I've seen NCCU grow since I was younger, being a part of the community that NCCU was in, and I've seen it transform. And the fact that I have seen it transform and continue to just grow is why I feel that NCCU is really, without a doubt, one of the best HBCUs out there. The transformation, the continuance of being able to elevate itself as an institution is just amazing. And so while it's a privilege to be up here with individuals from FAMU, Tuskegee, Morehouse, Spelman, North Carolina Central University, the Eagle is no common ordinary barnyard fowl, and we do soar high. Okay.
Okay, brother, I'll take that. And one thing I love, like you said, Jaylen, we may playfully and joyfully say how we are the best, but one thing for sure is that we stick together. And that is one thing for my students, prospective students watching. It's just a common bond that we share as HBCU grads, as well as current students, because we have Marika. She is the current student on the panel. She is living the life. She is enjoying the campus, and she is going to talk to you guys about how the real of what's happening right now. So Marika, before we get into all of that, let us know your major as well as what makes your school the best. Jaylen kind of already covered all of it, but anything else you want to add, sister, go right ahead.
Hey y'all, my name is Marika Daniel. I am a current student at North Carolina Central University. Eagle pride and full pride. I'm proud. I believe NCCU is the best because it's just, like Jaylen said, a family-oriented place. That's what made me want to go to NCCU. I was basically, I wanted to go to college, but I didn't know like exactly where. And I just started traveling. I went to A&T, I went to NCCU, I went to Clark Atlanta. And when I went to Central was it for me. It was just the fact that everybody was so nice, so loving. Everybody was family oriented. And it was just the energy, the vibes, the party vibes, the academic vibes, the athlete vibes. It was just everything about Central that just, I don't know, it just attracted me to Central. I'm not really sure what happened, but it's just the vibes of North Carolina in general, actually. So yeah, that's why I think North Carolina Central University is the best HBCU.
I love it. I love it. I know you guys love it. We're going to talk, and we're going to start with Marika, because a lot of students are like, well, gosh, I'm in high school. I don't know how the transition is going to be. Is it tougher? Is it harder? What's the challenges like? So Marika, you are currently a student. You're living the life of a college HBCU student. How was that transition like, leaving high school and going on to campus?
Okay, so basically the transition for me was actually pretty easy. Academically, yes. And then socially, it was kind of difficult for me by the fact that I'm kind of like antisocial and a little bit of a loner. I'm basically focused on academics more than social, but I have a balanced life. So I believe the transition is pretty easy. You just got to, if you can live in the city, you can live at an HBCU campus. The city is fast-paced. HBCU is fast-paced. So the thing about transitioning is learning to adapt. Adapting is the key. You have to adapt to your environment, adapt to the people around you, adapt to fast-paced motion, adapt to last-minute changes. That's the key word in college is adapt. So when you're going from high school to college, make sure you keep your high school friends and keep your high school life high school, and then transition and come on to college. You're grown now, you're a big person, you got to put your academics first, then you got to put your social life, and if you're into any extracurricular activity, put that second. You just got to come into college focused. Remember to be academically smart, and then also be socially smart, and then just be common sense smart. Don't get with the wrong crowd. Make sure you fix yourself and just come back harder and smarter.
I like how you said adapting, Bernard. It was, I'm sure, hard or very different coming from a situation of high school and then being a Morehouse man where it's nothing but men all around you. Great men, of course. But how did you adapt from high school to college in that particular environment for those that are interested in being a Morehouse man?
Yeah, like my transition was very difficult. Well, one, because Morehouse was not my choice. I did not want to go to Morehouse. I was one of those students that I was told I need to go to an NYU, or I need to go to Columbia, or I need to go to all of these different PWIs that will help validate me in the future and help make me be the artist that I wanted to be. I majored in acting at Morehouse College. And I know a lot of people like, they have an acting major? Yes, they do. They have an acting major at Morehouse. So I was told that I needed to go to the Juilliards of the world. I needed to go to those places in order to be successful. And so Morehouse was not even on my radar. It was not a choice for me. It was a choice made for me by my father, which I believe was like one of the best decisions he's ever made for me. I went there in high school. I was popular. I was like in the top 10% of my class. My GPA was crazy. All the extracurricular activities, I was in all of them. I was president of the National Honor Society. So going into Morehouse, I felt like I was going to be the big fish wherever I was going to be, And when I got there and I walked into my dorm, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm the man. But the guy next to me and the room next to me was the valedictorian of his class, and he had a 4.6. And I'm like, okay. And then the guy across from me was also president of the National Honor Society and had a GPA of 4.2. And I'm just like, wait a minute. All the things in high school that I felt validated me, made me special. These guys have those things and more. So my mentality going into college was not good. And if I can offer any advice, it is definitely to just think of your matriculation from high school to college as a journey and being open-minded to whatever that journey is, and not trying to project a person that you think you are or that you want to be or that you pretend to be. Don't project that person, but just allow yourself to be able to go along on the journey. And that was like one of the biggest things. I mean, for the first 2 weeks, I was depressed because all of the things that I thought that made me special were not necessarily special in this environment because there were guys who had it and better.
Wow, that's deep. And I could echo that because I have a reminder. I too was a theater major in the industry. Can y'all see that? It can't even say. This is a note that I have to tell myself, fall in love.
Behind it, like the influencers. You got to do like one of these.
What? Oh, how do I do it?
Like the influencers.
Oh, listen, I'm no influencer. I'm just here to tell y'all to fall in love with the process. Okay, Bernard he said it best. It can be difficult. It could be the unexpected at times. Asia is shaking her head. I saw Jaylen shaking his head. We're going to talk to you, Asia, because a lot of times you get on campus and you've lived it now as a graduate. Did you reflect on any moments of your experience and say, you know what? I actually have some regrets. Whether it was anything that you see in the process, because the kids, they need to know about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, so just reflect for a moment because you look so beautiful, Asia. You have on your pride. I love it all. Talk to us about what your experience is, if any regrets or challenges that you experienced.
Oh, okay. I could definitely give challenges. I try not to have any. I really, like, honestly, you guys may think this is fake, but I don't have any regrets at Tuskegee. I think everything that I may have made a mistake on or could have done better on, it was all a part of my journey of me like arriving to where I am right now. I was very active on campus. I was I was Miss Student Government Association my sophomore year, and then I got into the SGA life, and then I became the vice president of SGA. I also pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated on campus, and look at Bernard. And I was a social butterfly. I was an engineering student. But a challenge that I had, although I was surrounded by so many accomplished and smart Black people and, you know, women and men, I was an engineering student and I was one of 3 women in my class. So I was with all Black men and us few women. And I saw a glimpse of my reality of how that would look in my profession. But reflecting and looking and seeing those challenges of being just a minority in such an empowering place, I see how my school instilled that confidence that I belong at whatever table that I'm placed at. And I carry that strength with me and that pride with me when I walk into, you know, my office when I work with all white males or all white women. And those challenges, like just going through the trenches of my challenging curriculum of engineering, we did engineering together. I know that, you know, at some schools, like your classmates, you're kind of just on your own. But at Tuskegee, we're all in this together. We are all trying to graduate. We all have, you know, great lives to attain and this degree to attain, because just as Marika said, your education is first. So social life, and that's also a challenge too, trying to balance everything. You're going to be busy, but it's so much fun. And there is no place on this earth that will nurture you like your HBCU. Regardless of what HBCU you went to or want to go to, you will become nurtured in the areas that you need to become who you want to be.
I was trying to unmute my mic. Yes, if I could say amen, I have to say amen. Jaylen, would you agree to that you have been nurtured at your HBCU? And then as you answer that, could you also talk about, because one challenge that we have, or can sometimes have, is that student financial aid, student loans, financial aid. That could be a big challenge for a lot of students filling out their application. So Jaylen, did your HBCU nurture you? That's number one. And number two, could you talk about any experiences or advice you have for high schoolers, prospective college students that are seeking financial aid or student loans?
Yeah, definitely. So first and foremost, that nurturing comes with that family institution that we talked about earlier. You know, we talked about that family orientation, and like me and my fellow Eagle on the live, we just, you know, it made us feel like we were at home. NCC used to have a acronym for our homecoming, and it said HOME, which was Homecoming Officially Made Epic. That's in the past. I'm a little older, but so when we talk about these things, you know, when I first actually was introduced to NCCU, one, being a native of Durham, North Carolina, where NCCU is, and two, I attended high school on NCCU's campus. So when I came to high school, I actually had in my mind that I wanted to go to Hampton University. But by the time I reached, you know, that application time, I literally only applied to North Carolina Central University. I knew that's where I wanted to go because being a high school student, I was able to feel that orientation. I was able to feel that love and that support, the academic development, the academic success. I was able to identify all of that as a high school student. And so then joining NCCU, I was welcomed with open arms. I was the student body president of my high school. And during that time, I was able to build a relationship with the NCCU Student Government Association, where I served on their executive board while in high school. And so it was moments like that that really showed me how nurturing and open armed that the institution would be. Moving and matriculating into the campus life, everyone can probably attest to this, that we have advisors, mentors who are like moms, dads, brothers, sisters, teachers, everyone. Those people tied along into that. And I think it's very important, whereas some people may not come from that family at home that they can give that tough love to or receive that tough love from, but then also receive that support. But at a HBCU, you get that tough love, you get that support, you get that reality check that you need from time to time, even when you're away from home. And they allow you to fail at times, but also not fail to the point where you can recover from it, because that failure is beneficial to your success. As I think Asia mentioned earlier, she has no regrets. I completely echo that. You know, every time I look back at any point of success in my life, I think back to the regrets, or not the regrets, excuse me, the failures that attributed to my success. Those failures were super crucial and super important to my success. And that is something that everybody should remember. As you're matriculating through this process, you're going to have to fail sometimes. You're going to have to hurt. You might have to cry one night. You might have to feel in pain, but you have that support system that's going to let you learn from that situation, but bring you forward. And then to your next question about the financial aid support and those struggles, being a practitioner now and working in higher education, I oversee student engagement, which is student life, fraternity and sorority life, which is something that was very crucial to my undergraduate experience. And I also oversee orientation. So with that, I firsthand get to see, and I never truly identified the struggle that comes with financial aid for some students until I started working in the field and paying more attention to the other student as opposed to myself. But there are a lot of students, you know, I saw something the other day and it said there's 24 hours in a day and everyone should use it the same. But that's not necessarily true. Everybody's 24 hours are very different. I'm able to identify that I have students who have to work to pay for school and for somewhere to stay. They may have to pay for rent. They might have to help their mom and dad take care of their cousins. And a lot of people are insecure about their financial situation at home. But honestly, guys, when you come into college, don't be shy about it. Don't be insecure about it. You have to articulate your situation. You have to be okay with letting someone know that you need help, because there's help available. Even in the smallest of HBCUs that may not receive the most funding, there's still help available. So when it comes to that, HBCUs are definitely crucial in providing the resources that they have, you know. But with that family orientation, again, it comes back to that. You may have that person in the financial aid office is going to look out for her sweetie who going to visit her every week, or is going to look out for that student who is showing, hey, I just don't have it. They have reserves for students like that, and they have opportunities for students like that. So the best piece of advice that you can take for that, guys, is to communicate. You have to be able to communicate through all situations, and that will be one of the most beneficial factors in your matriculation in college life.
That's good. And I love that you said communicate. So students, if you're out there and you're saying, well, all of these people sound good. They talking about they were the SGA president. They in the sorority fraternity. They're acting, you know, and you may be saying, well, I'm not that great. I'm just a student. I don't have the money. I don't have the GPA. I don't have the family helping and supporting me. Marika, can you speak to, for someone who is, you know, they're high school right now and they're saying, I'm just not y'all. I'm just not that great. Y'all seem so great, but I'm not that. What is your advice as they write their application as they seek financial aid, because we understand I had to go through, I wasn't like you, Jaylen. All right, brother. I had to get financial aid. I had to wait in that line. Yes, you hear me, Asia? I had to wait in that line.
I had financial aid. That's not what I was saying. I didn't realize that it was such a headache for some people.
Oh, wow.
We got some loans over here. We got some grants and some scholarships. But
yeah, no, folks will drop out. Folks will get depressed. Folks, their grades will begin to
sleep on friend's couch.
Sofas, you know what I mean? So, Marika, are there any options? Because I know he said they have reserves, they have work study, things like that. Can you speak on the student who may feel like, I'm just not that great. I don't have the money. I don't have the support. I'm in high school, but I want to be where you guys are. I want to achieve that. What are your thoughts or advice on what they could do or any steps they could take?
Yeah, of course. It definitely takes time, patience, and research. You definitely have to be patient with your opportunities and your chances. If you're into college, but you're not really sure how to approach the situation, or you're not financially stable, or you don't have the support system, all I can say is, if you want it, go get it. Find a way to do it. Make a way, sacrifice, pray, whatever you got to do to get to where you want to go. Do it that way. I think of life as a pyramid scheme. You have a talent, somebody else has a talent, somebody else has a talent. You're using your talent as well as other people's talent to get to where you got to go. So with that being said, if you're not financially stable, you got to find a way. You want to do this so bad, you got to find a way to do it. I don't know exactly what way you're going to find, but if you want to make it happen, you're going to make it happen some way. So yeah, that's one advice is, if you want it, go get it. Another advice is, once you get in college, there's many resources that you actually pay for in your tuition that they claim is free. Is not free. You actually pay for it. So when they have like the writing and speaking studio on campus, they say it's free. It's not free. It's included in your tuition. You've already paid for it. So use that resource wisely. You get in college and you're afraid of public speaking. You're not well with big presentations. Use the speaking studio. Use the writing studio. They will help you write your essay. They will go over your essay with you. Use the career studio. The career studio is the best place you can go to, okay? The best place, I promise you. They get you on handshake.com. They help you make your account. They help you make your resume. And they get you to where you need to be, to get to the outside world. They prepare you for the outside world. So I know y'all saying, oh, we're not you, we're not SGA, we're not SAB, we're not sorority, fraternity, we're not anything like that. That's fine. You don't have to be. But if you want to be, you can be. You just got to get there, to become what you want to become. And you just got to use your resources wisely.
That's good. That's good, Marika. You actually gave some resources. You said handshake.com. And then you also mentioned, what was the name of the facility on campus that they should be looking for?
I'm not sure if every university has this of this nature. The speaking career service studio. I'm not really sure what else, but the business, JCPenney Business Studio, is where they get college students to come in. I think you get free clothes from JCPenney's and get coupons from JCPenney's for like suits and things of that nature, for interviews and stuff of that nature. So it's resources out there on different campuses. They might not be called the same on each campus, but I promise you, every HBCU has something for their students to become successful.
I love it. We have someone saying that this is some great information. Loving the panel. Well, you're going to love it even more because we have another person here. He is also a current student. So just like Marika, we have Mr. Daniel Scott. He is a current student of North Carolina A&T University. Daniel, where are you, sir? We welcome you and we would love to hear from you, because I know some students are like, okay, that's good, Marika. Okay, but I'm in high school right now. What are 1, 2, 3 steps that I need to do? Do I need to write an essay? Do I need to fill out this application? I want to know from that experience. So Daniel, if you are there, let's come on up. And if he isn't, oh, okay, here he is, Daniel. Okay, Hey, black man, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
We're excellent. As you've seen and heard that they are giving us some great information. So we're going to have you dive right into the conversation, Daniel. Some high schoolers are wondering, what does the application process look like? Do I need to pay for it? Does it include an essay? Does my mom or dad need to be there? Can I do it by myself? Can you talk to us about that?
So the college application is pretty simple, really. You do have to pay because it's an application fee, but it's the basic stuff like your name, your GPA, of course, what course that you took in high school, and your what major are you trying to pursue. Basically, really, uh, uh, you don't have to do much of an essay per se. It just all depends really on whatever school you go to, because some schools don't require essays. It all depends on just show up and like make sure you got your financial aid, got all your classes made, and make sure you actually meet the requirements to attend to that school. So some schools don't require essays, but in this case at A&T, I had to do an essay, of course, but it was easy. It was pretty much talking about yourself. What was your future? What's your dream? What's your goals after you graduate? And that's basically it, really.
Okay, and one quick question about that essay. So you said we have to pay for it. How much did you pay for that application?
How much? The application was like, I would say 125, 150 maybe.
Do they ever offer a like a waiver if you can't afford it?
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. You kind of breaking out with the phone.
Oh, that's okay. We do hear that family in the background, Daniel. If you could tell them to bring it down. No, I'm kidding. But no, Asia did say that there is an application fee. What's a roundabout price for the application fee? And you said that it was about 100?
Yeah, about 100, 150 between that range.
And that they can waive it. So if students are out there and you're like, well, I don't have $150, some schools will waive it. Yes?
Of course.
Of course. And you said some have requirements. Does that requirement include an SAT test, ACT test, a particular GPA?
So the particular GPA, I would say would be between 2.5 or above. So pretty much a C average or better. And then of course your SAT scores, I would say like above a 900, I believe. 900. I think I get confused with SAT and ACT really. But I think either it's the SAT or ACT, you have to score a 900 or above. And that's it really. But they either accept your SAT or ACT. So if you do better on your SAT, they still accept you. Or if you do better on your ACT, they will accept you regardless.
Got it. Now, I do want to ask, and this is for anyone that wants to just answer this question. Is there any work experience that goes on while in school, and how is that? Is it challenging? Does it work in easily with the flow of your scheduling? Because some students think that college mimics the schedule of high school. But that isn't always the case. Sometimes you could create your own schedule. You could create your own day. So if anyone could jump in and talk about how scheduling can assist in or affect the flow of work, if there are any opportunities, anyone?
Absolutely. Coming in as a freshman, I'm not sure how it works at every HBCU, but coming in as a freshman, usually you would choose your classes, or your advisor would choose your classes, because your freshman year is like your regular high school courses. So I think freshman year is just like retaking high school all over again, just in like a 1 year period. And I think coming in, it's you have the opportunity to work. You know, they have work study where you can work on campus at certain areas on campus. You know, you can get a little part-time job off campus, you know. But definitely as you progress in college, you can definitely choose your schedule, choose your course. I, at the moment, have 3 jobs. They're kind of like side hustles. They're not like part-time jobs, but they're kind of like side hustles. And then when I come home back to Atlanta, I pretty much clock in somebody's job, you know. But the rest of my 3 jobs in North Carolina, I don't clock in, but I still clock in at the same time, if that makes sense. But I'm still able to, you know, handle 17, 18 credits, as well as continue to be active on campus in a sorority, in a modeling troupe, and multiple organizations. So you gotta be a balanced person. I know it's kind of hard balancing college life. You just got to get out there, but you definitely have the opportunity to choose classes, choose your professors, choose what time you want to have certain classes, when you want to have certain classes. And then you definitely have the opportunity to choose to work on campus, off campus. And, you just got to work around your schedule depending on your academics.
Marika, hold on, honey, because you hit something true to my heart, something in my spirit. And I should have known with this hair color and these eyebrows and color that you got going on, that you got some umph to you, that je ne sais quoi. So you're telling me that at your school that you have a modeling troupe?
Yes, it is called Curve Appeal Modeling Troupe. We are the earliest modeling troupe on campus and the only modeling troupe that has curvy girls, period.
Well, okay, wait a minute now, because I attended the Florida A&M University, and we have 3 modeling troupes. Images, I was part of Images. Okay, and then we also had Epicurean, and then we had Faces. So we also had like plus size curvy girls in each modeling troupe, because some students out there are like, I don't want to be in a fraternity. Like me, I'm in Me Phi Me. All right, that's me. Phi me, all right? I didn't have to spend any money. However, because I have the love of my HBCU brothers and sisters, it's like a huge fraternity, sorority. But some people are like, okay, what about the band? Because, FAMU has the best band in the land, the Marching 100. Yes. Oh, Asia. Oh, wait a minute now. Okay. But Marika, I'm so glad that you opened up that door, because I want to talk about some of those extracurricular activities. Earlier, you guys mentioned the balance of academics in extracurricular activities. We understand financial aid. And for our students out there watching, if you guys have any questions, start preparing those questions. All right, write them down, whether it's financial aid, academics, application, whatever it is that you have, think about them, start writing them down. But we talked about academics, extracurricular activities. The obvious, of course, are fraternities and sororities, the band. But let's talk about some other options that students could take part of, that they could say, you know what, this is how I found me. This is how, I wasn't sure who I was. I was trying to discover who I was in this process, this journey we call life. And being a part of this particular activity, I found it, whether it was theater, because Brother Bernard, theater is nothing like it, nothing like our people. All right. So could any one of you guys speak to that? Yes, Asia, please do.
Yeah. But before I go there, Marika, was bringing up a lot of points about just not giving up and kind of betting on yourself. And I think it's important for us collectively to tell you that you shouldn't count yourself out before you give someone else a chance to. Like, you should accept yourself first and then realize that there's a way and there's a will, so you can do that. So like if your GPA isn't like at the requirement of what, I encourage parents and students to go visit the universities, go talk with the admissions counselors, let them know your story, because the purpose of HBCUs is to nurture and grow successful Black people. And all of us have unique stories. We all aren't perfect. We all have probably like jacked up stories too, and we don't even know how we got here. So I think you should not put a limit on yourself, no matter what school, whether it's not in your state, whether, I think you should just reach for the stars, and do what it is that you want to do. But that's how, when I got to Tuskegee's campus, you're going to feel nervous. You're not going to know where you fit in, but you're going to meet some friends. Whether it's going to be your roommate at your dorm or somebody, you're going to start off with somebody, and then you're going to start doing different things. And I encourage everyone to, when you go on campus, just try things out and figure out what it is you like. Like, I love to sing. And so I joined the concert choir, the Golden Voices Concert Choir, a very renowned choir that was founded at Tuskegee University that have sung all across the world. And I got so many brothers and sisters through like singing with them, and I can't say that on here, but just like on campus, whatever organization that you're part of, you will have a time where you bond with the people that are going through things with you. And everyone is on a grind. So I know Marika mentioned that, she have a hectic schedule. But the great thing is you're not alone having a hectic schedule. You all are trying to figure it out, whether it's trying to squeeze a party in and study, or trying to get fried chicken at the Cav on Wednesdays, or trying to go to the Ave to see people step. Like it's all a part of a journey, but it's not going to be easy. But you will find your groove, but you have to be open and try. Don't stay in your room when you go to college. You need to get out and be tired, because you pay money to be tired.
Yes, get out and do something. You need to get up, get out and do something. Y'all remember that? Am I too old? Okay. All right. So listen, I love that y'all are touching my little heart. Look at these beautiful young Black men and women. This is what HBCUs are all about. I have a friend who went to a PWI, and she looked at me. She's from California. I'm from Florida, but I live in California now. And she said, Coco, that's Coco. Coco, if, we cool. And so she said, I'm wondering, what did they do to you? This was her real question, authentic question. She was so sincere. She said, what did these professors and advisors do to you or do for you at an HBCU? She was like, every time I meet someone at an HBCU or that has graduated, you guys just hold this confidence. You guys just hold this knowing. And she was like, we didn't have that. They didn't know us. Like you guys mentioned earlier, how they nurture you. Jaylen, you talked about how they care for you. They are there. Like they will call you up. They will fire you. They will allow you to fail. They will. I was working at a work study job. My boss from the theater department, she fired me. I had my pictures on the wall in the office. She took them down. She said, here go your pictures going on. You're fired. You've been coming in late. And I was like, Dr. Matthews. She said, understand this. She was like, you're about to go out in the real world. You cannot show up late. To be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late. And she fired me. Now, she hired me a week after I learned my lesson, but that's the love and the lessons and the nurturement that you get. They truly care for you. They really do. And I just have to say that I commend all of you guys on this panel, because you guys are beautiful. You guys are intelligent. You have this knowing. So with PWIs, no shade against that. No shade against anyone who wants to go there, but it's nothing like an HBCU. It's nothing like it. And they just provide you with this love, this care. African-American studies, they give you history that you never even known about. Nothing. And you're like, what? And we love our mothers and our fathers and our grandmothers. They make us sit down and watch Roots, but they don't give us. They don't equip us sometimes with our history. And so with HBCUs, they provide this knowing. And I see that in all of y'all. And I'm just so thankful that you guys are here. Okay, so we're going to have another question, and then we're going to save some time for our Q&A. All right, you guys. So the question that I have, and anyone could take this. All right. The question is pros and cons, because I want the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right. The pros and cons, everyone. And if you guys can make this a short response, because for me at FAMU, everyone knows that our con was financial aid. We took forever to get our net check. It was no secret. I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay. That was the only issue we had at Florida A&M University. So I want to ask all of you guys pros and cons from your experience.
I'll jump right into this one.
Okay, Jaylen. Yes.
So, first and foremost, every institution has cons. Every single institution has cons. And so when we talk about our cons, don't think that this is just an HBCU thing. It is not just an HBCU thing. Financial aid is a common con at all institutions. That is statistically proven. So, you have financial aid. Sometimes you may have the housing issues. Some of the cons of HBCUs are the result of HBCUs not receiving the support that we need to receive from our government. And so that's really my fundamental point of the con right there. The con is that the government does not support HBCUs enough. OK, and we need to continue to vote and continue to do what we can do to make sure that we're voting people in the positions to advocate for us to gain more support. HBCUs are like the new popping thing. You know, they were like popping in the 80s, early 90s, and then it's kind of like, yeah, they're there. Now everybody wants to get a hand on them. Everybody wants to do their part to support and gain, you know, the coattail of support that come with HBCUs. But we need more authentic and genuine support. So the con that I would say is that we're not widely respected enough. Our students are just as prepared as those who attend Ivy League institutions. Our students are just as prepared as those who attend PWIs and MSIs, minority serving institutions, other minority serving institutions. Oftentimes have I or some of my other HBCU colleagues and friends been in the workplace and been more professionally prepared than our colleagues that may have attended a PWI. And, you know, I'm not here for like a HBCU PWI debate. I don't really believe in that. I'm glad that, you know, African Americans or anybody's getting an education. However, HBCUs, the pro, prepares us for the work world. OK, they prepare us for the real world. I've heard the comment before that someone had mentioned to me that HBCUs may not prepare us for the real world because, you know, there are not as many white people or other people at HBCUs, but that's not true. They teach us how to navigate this real world. The concept of professionalism that we hold strong at HBCUs comes from the white world, for lack of better words. That concept of professionalism, we are embedded in, we are drilled in. The business majors on certain days of the week have to dress up. If you're in a fraternity or sorority, I know, I remember Phi Beta Sigma, we got our blue tie. Okay, we pull out that blue tie when we need to, our black suit, do whatever we need to do. All of our fraternities and sororities, you know, dressing the part is essential. Once you join a fraternity or sorority, it's embedded in you that you just can't walk around campus looking any kind of way. When you're in student government association, it's embedded in you to walk around campus with some type of oomph in you. Sometimes people say that organizations, they may tend to kind of give off a little big-headedness, but that big-headedness is that level of respect that you've established for yourself, being in these modeling troops, being in these fraternities and sororities, being in all the 100+ clubs and organizations that all of our institutions have, and then kind of builds that level of professionalism. People run their clubs and organizations like they Fortune 500 companies, okay? And all of these things are the pros that come with being at a HBCU. It builds that level of real reality checks, that professionalism, how to send an email, the basics, you know, everything that you need to do to be successful at that job. So my con, the government, the pro, the elevation of Black culture.
Come on, Jaylen. Come on, Jaylen. Brother, come on.
It's on my spirit, guy.
Listen. I felt it in my spirit, brother, from my head to my toes. One thing I learned about my modeling troop was how to write a contract. And I took that, yes, you hear me, Marika? And I was able to do that, use that as an educator, use that for my business, get sponsorship, money, all of those things from college in a modeling troop. It ain't just about a pretty face and some nice waist, okay? All right, Asia, Bernard, Daniel, Marika, pros and cons. Let's hear it. And if we could just make it 1 minute per person.
I'll start.
I have no cons.
I'll say one thing that is perceived as a con, and Jaylen kind of touched on this, is the standard that the university have for its students. There are so many ways for you to get kicked out of your university. There's zero tolerance for violence and fighting. There's zero tolerance just for anyone that is not going to play a part in a conducive environment of educating and freeing Black people. So like we had, like as an engineering student, I had to dress up every day. Like you could not come to our engineering building in a way that wasn't representative of the Tuskegee brand. Because for one, we have, corporate executives who come to our school who are trying to donate to our school. Like you carry a weight of responsibility, even when you're visiting other schools or when you're at your internship or your company. They want to know where you come from. And that determines who's going to come behind you from your university. So I think there's a weight of responsibility that is perceived as a con, but it's not really a con. It is something that you're passed the torch so that you can pass it on as you keep going forward.
Absolutely. I would echo that. Bernard, what do you have to say, pro, con?
Definitely the pro, at least for my my college, I'm sure for all of ours, is that family bond that you get from being at these institutions. The expectation is that you are greater, that you are better, that you reach higher always. And that can also be perceived as somewhat of a con because the expectation of you is very high, especially when you come out of these institutions and you're in the real world and you're wearing your shirt or you're wearing your hoodie and people are like, oh, so you went to Tuskegee. So let me, the expectation of you is this, or you went to Morehouse. The expectation of you is this. And those are the things that we kind of have to be careful about, especially for our own psychological, health, for our own psychological health. We have to be okay with being who we are, where we are at all times, and not allowing other people's expectation of you just based on the fact that you went to this institution or that institution to sway how you live your life. But yeah, there is a responsibility, and I agree with Aisha. There is a responsibility that you have when you walk out and you have your shirt on or you have your letters on for fraternities and sororities. There is an expectation of you to be better, reach higher, and do better. So perceived con. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying even your school letters, like.
Right. So the perceived con is that you are supposed to behave or be a certain type of person based on what institution you went to. But the pro is you are expected to be better, bigger, and reach higher.
Come on, black man. That's good. Daniel with this beautiful hair. He's giving the love. You see, HBCU.
I got hair envy. I thought I put my product in, my Mayo,
Oh, let me see, Bernard. It's cute.
I put my Mayo in it today. I had a little conditioner going on.
We see the part. Okay.
She done pressed and laid and
look.
She pressed and laid.
You see this Morehouse man? We trying to make it about you, and he talking about, well, look at my hair. Now I done did this. I done put the Malcolm X part in. Now Morehouse man, stand back. All right, stand back. Daniel, let's talk about you, black man. Pros and cons.
So I would say the main pro is, like everybody said, family and connections and resources. Because, like, at the end of the day, they're going to look out for you regardless. No matter if you're black, white, Asians, like, because we accept everybody, for everybody. And at the end of the day, they want you to succeed, do well after you graduate. I don't have much of a con, really. The only con is, like, the government not really supporting the HBCUs, like Mr. Baker said. So that's the main thing, really.
All right, that's good, Daniel. Marika, what say you?
Okay, well, I'm going to start with the con. Specifically talking about Central and HBCUs in general. Alumni. I feel like after you graduate, you need to give back to your respective college, because yes, the government does not support us enough, so we have to support each other. Meaning, yes, the government does not support us, so even though you're done with college, someone else is not done with college. Someone else has not graduated from your institution. So you should probably give back to your institution so they can help build and make your institution a little bit better than, it was when you were there. I think that's one of the cons at Central. We have a great alumni base, but a lot of our alumni don't give back, which I think is one of the major problems at Central. The pro about Central, I would say, like Jaylen and Daniel said, the connections, the opportunities. I have received so many opportunities just based off of talking and communicating with people. I'm standing in line at Starbucks and I'm talking to a person that work at BET and I didn't even know that, So just as a person, you have to communicate. As an HBCU student, you have to communicate. As a student in general, you have to communicate. Communication is your key to success, because you don't know who you're talking to. You might be talking to a millionaire in front of you, an average person, an average millionaire that just stopped at Starbucks and get a coffee. And you never know. So I think one of the pros is basically family connections and opportunities. And one of the cons is just alumni giving back. You then ran your course as an undergrad. Now it's time for you to give it on back. And that's really it.
I just want to say one thing about that too. Like, I think that's really important, is the alumni giving back. But also understand, like, we need your money, but we also need your time. We need you out there talking about how your experiences. That's why this is so important, to talk about why this experience is so great or your institution was so great, because here in LA, I was on the Morehouse board, and we would go and we would do, we would go and talk to students and try to recruit them to college fairs. And a lot of them have never heard of some of these institutions, have never heard of Tuskegee, or they heard of Morehouse, but they were like, I don't want to be in a school with all boys. And then you have to like explain to them and tell them about your experience. And that is also what is going to help our institutions grow, is by trying to gather and get all of the brightest minds that we can get to go to HBCUs and let them know that the value of your education is going to be great there too. As well as NYU or any other place. You're going to get the best education as well. So yes, we need your money, but we also need your time.
That is so real. That is so good. You guys, awesome. I love it. We do have a question from Rachel Strader. Thank you so much for your question. Do you know if HBCUs are yellow ribbon and if they accept the post 9/11 education benefits from the parents' military career? Jaylen?
Yeah, so as someone who works I've worked at 2 HBCUs. I worked at NCCU along with attending there, and I also worked at St. Augustine's University. So most of our institutions actually have an office that will particularly support our military vet students, or those who have family members who are in the military, and they can receive the benefits of them. First of all, HBCU going to take financial aid from anywhere or assistance from anywhere to get their money. So if you got something special going on, yes, please talk to your financial aid officers and your admissions counselors, and let them know that up front so that they can assist you in that process and make sure that you get the funds that you need to be necessary to be successful in school.
Okay, let's see. I think as we wrap up, actually, the Village Methodist Programming says parents want their students to look at HBCUs. What can they do to encourage their West Coast child to leave the nest? Lord have mercy, ain't that the truth? One of you guys want to speak to that?
You have to go. You have to go. You cannot. We like us, we can't even give you the fullness of what we're talking about. Like, I really can't explain how homecoming feel. I can't explain the feeling in the calf on a fried chicken Wednesday. Like, there's no words. So you have to like really go to that campus. And it's unfortunate because of, the pandemic that we're in now, but even just watching videos, about, some events that are at the school. But I definitely think going to the South or whatever state, but mostly HBCUs are in the South, but actually going there and seeing it and walking it, and it's a different feeling that you'll get.
And there are tours. I know here in Los Angeles, Pasadena area, there is a college tour. Florida A&M University is not on the list for whatever reason, but I'll make sure that I get that tour to our CEO of, ScholarPrepNation. Okay, Bernard and Marika, you wanted to comment on that?
Yeah, just quickly. I think also it's for the parents to really water that desire for your child to go. A lot of times, at least in my experience, when trying to get students to go away, especially from the West Coast, is that they don't want to leave their family. They don't want to leave their mom. They don't want to leave their dad. And a lot of times the parents are feeding into that. Don't leave me here, but as much as we can encourage our children to go out and live and experience life without, our parents is essential. So I would encourage all of the parents to water that desire if your child wants to go away.
Agreed. Marika?
Really quickly, I would encourage getting on YouTube and social media accounts, because before I started college, I used to jump on certain college social media accounts and just follow random people from that college. I didn't care if they follow back or not. I would just look at their social media to determine, what they're into, how is their college life, what their academics are like, if they post that type of stuff, And then I would also follow the organizations. I would go on the website, because most colleges have their organization list on their website. With Central, you have over 150 registered organizations on campus. So you have something for everybody. And I would go on that list. I would search. I would look, what they're into. oh, okay, we're the only HBCU with an LGBTQ community center. You know, I'm not LGBT community, but I know it's other people a part of that community. So, you know, I'm going to do my best to find things a part of that campus that interest me. I'm going to follow those accounts. I'm going to look at their events. I'm going to look at and follow, you know, the people that are a part of those organizations. And I'm just going to search. I'm just going to research. I'm just going to look at YouTube videos, look at dorm room halls, look at college halls, you know, vloggers. You know, you got these little vloggers in college and stuff. You know, do your research as a person, whether you're going to HBCU or not, whether you want to leave the nest or not. Just do your research at anything that you're trying to accomplish to get to.
That's good. And Jaylen also mentioned if you are interested in a school, look at their student activities account via social media. Was there one more question from Facebook? Did I see that pop up? If not, we will check out with a last comment from everyone. I don't see the question. So my last comment, if you stay on campus and you go to the cafeteria, do not put your mouth on that cup. Use a straw. All right. Asia, we'll start with you, then Bernard, then we'll go to Daniel, Jaylen, Marika. One last word of advice or words of encouragement before we go, and then we are out. All right, Asia, go ahead.
Yeah, something came to my mind. On campus, on HBCU campuses, there is so much diversity within Black people. We are all not the same. We're very complex. We have so many different parts of us. And I have so many different friends that I went to school with that are doctors or lawyers. Like, you meet your tribe. And there's always a community for you. So if you're on the West Coast and you're nervous about going to the South or being away from your family, you will find people to help you navigate your journey. Like, just don't be afraid. You got to take that leap because it'll be the best decision that you've ever made. And I promise you that.
For me, going to Morehouse College was the absolute best experience I could have ever asked for. I loved it, from the campus to the traditions that I share with thousands and thousands of men around the entire world. Things that only we know, songs that only we know, spaces that only we know. It's just one of the most enriching things I've ever experienced in my life. Don't let anyone tell you that the education there is less than, because it is not. I walk into rooms and sometimes I'm the smartest person in the room, you know, and that's attributed to my education at Morehouse College. Be free, be who you are, allow college to help develop who you are. Go out there, meet new people. Like Asia said, we are not a monolith. Like, there are so many different Black people in this world, and we have allies all over the world. So just go ahead out there, have fun, enjoy your life. If you choose to go to an HBCU, yes, but please go to college in general.
Daniel?
Now, I will say one thing. I went to a predominant white school in high school, and literally it was an adjustment of like my first year at HBCU. And let's just say that I struggled. I did struggle because I wasn't around people that were my color. And to this day, I feel like it was the best experience I ever had. Because now I'm showing my true colors, being out of my shell per se. And now I'm more open towards others, trying to get people to come. So I would say, if you ever go to an HBCU, don't be shy, be yourself, show your true colors, be passionate about it. And also, like, if you have a dream, like, be a culinary or a musician, or even being an artist, anything in particular, strive for it and you will succeed in life.
Love it. Jaylen?
Ladies and gentlemen, guys, going to HBCU is the best decision that you'll ever make in your life. I promise you. You guys are our tomorrow. You guys are our future. You guys are our success. You guys are a product of the footsteps and the hard work that we've left on our HBCU campuses. When you go to school, it's going to be some of the best 4 years of your life, but it also may be some of the most challenging. But don't allow that to deter you from reaching your goals, accomplishing your dreams, discovering who you are. That's one of the great things about going to college in the HBCU. There's so many opportunities for you to experiment and learn more about who you are as a person and to identify who you are. Discover who you are, take advantage of every opportunity, take every risk, and allow yourself to truly be the amazing product that the founders of our institutions intended for us to be. You guys are tomorrow, and I have so much faith in all of you guys, especially as I know that you guys will land at the HBCU that is for you.
Love it. Marika.
Final remarks. Be you. Be yourself. Be yourself because everyone else is already taken. I forgot who quoted that, but yeah. When you go onto a HBCU campus, you will find yourself. I promise you that. Before college, I was a shy little timid person, but now I'm a risk taker. I'm confident. You know, I'm not afraid to talk, hold a conversation. You know, the purpose of the HBCU is to build you to become the best you. You know, it's to build you to go out into the world, but to build you to know that you can compete, you know, with other people in your, I guess, I don't know, but to compete with other people, you know, not in like a competition mindset, but to know the fact that, yes, you have black skin or you have white skin or you have whatever type of skin, but you can still compete with others and you can still get the same or even better opportunities because you have that HBCU academics, you know, you have the professors and the people that put forth effort and love to you and taught you things, you know. So yeah, go out there and be you be yourself because everyone else is already taken. Go out there and be a risk taker. Don't be afraid of letting no. If somebody tells you no, keep trying. Try again. Because I promise you, I got told no about 50,000 times on a certain job. But guess what? I still got it after the fourth time doing it. You know, after the fourth time of applying. Apply yourself. Apply your knowledge. And if you want it, go get it. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. So just keep going.
I love it. I love it. Everyone, this concludes our panel discussion. Again, I am your host, LaCora Stevens, and I want to say thank you to all of our panelists for this amazing conversation. Now, if you missed anything from today and make sure that you want to know more about what we discussed, please visit www.member.ScholarPrepNation.org to join their online community and to prepare for your future. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish you love, we wish you soul, peace, and hair grease. Yeah? No? Yeah, that's right. All right, you guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.